Hi boys and girls, and welcome back to Grammy's Corner Club, where we sing songs and play some games and we tell some stories. We just have a great time and even some jokes, right? Yeah, you know Sunny, she loves to share her knock-knock jokes with you, so I think she might have some for you today. But first, we'd like to get the fun started and see who is here with us today. I want to see. You want to see who is here today? Well, you know, we look through our magic kaleidoscope and there's so many people. Sometimes I don't get everyone named, but I'm going to let Sunny look through. Can you see me, boys and girls? Well, you know what? Since we don't know all of your names, I want you to tell Sunny your names. I'm going to count to 3. She's going to look through there and see if she sees you. Okay, I'm going to count to 3 and you can say, "Hi, Sunny," and call out your name. All right, whatever your name is. All right, Sunny, look for the boys and girls in there. Can you see some? All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3. Hey, I saw them. They were saying hi to me. Oh, that's really good. Well, hi boys and girls, and I'm so glad that you are here with Sunny and me, because Sunny, you know, she's always practicing her knock-knock jokes. And Sunny, what was it you said you wanted to do today? I want to have knock-knock jokes for the boys. Oh, a knock-knock joke for the boys. All right, so this is a knock-knock joke for the boys? All right, boys, are you ready for a knock-knock joke? Okay, go right ahead, Sunny. Knock, knock. Who's there? Luke. Luke? Luke who? Look through the window to find out. Yup, I guess we have to look through the window to see who's out there. Well, that was a good one. Here is another one. Is this for the boys? It's for the girls. For the girls this time? Okay, girls, this is for you. Knock, knock. Who's there? Figs. Figs? Figs who? Fix the doorbell. It's not working. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, that was pretty funny. Okay. And, oh, you have one for Grammy? Do you have one for Grammy? Knock, knock. Who's there? A little old lady. Little old lady who? I didn't know you could yodel. I guess Grammy yodeled. A little lady, ooh, that's how you would yodel, wouldn't you? That was a good one. And, oh, what? You have one more. She has one more. Okay, one more, and then we got to get our program started today, okay? Okay. Knock, knock. Who's there? Snow. Snow who? It's no use. The joke is over. Oh, you're funny. The joke is over. And I guess your knock-knock jokes are over. That's enough, silly girl. Did you boys and girls enjoy that? That was pretty funny. Thank you for working on those knock-knock jokes for us. That is pretty funny. We do enjoy them. Well, I want to tell you that I have a visitor besides you, Sunny. I brought a visitor today. Would you like to meet my visitor? Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me get him. Oh, and look who's here. What's the matter? What's the matter, Sunny? I'm afraid. You're afraid? It's okay. All right. Look, see? See how cute he is? Yeah. look at him. He's trying to crawl up the side because he wants to get out. Can you boys and girls see that? This is Hoppy the frog. Grammy had caught him today. I almost stepped on him. He was hopping in our yard today. So I brought him along because, you know, we're going to be talking about insects today. And, you know, frogs like to eat insects. Ah, I didn't know that. Ew. Yeah, that does sound kind of gross, but to them it's not. Well, actually, he's a toad. That means he lives on the land and his skin is kind of bumpy. And that's, you see, it's not smooth. I guess if it's a frog, it would be smooth. And so he lives right on the land. That's why I said I almost stepped on him. And I think his brother was running around with him too. Oh my. But he's nothing to be afraid of. I just don't like bugs. You don't like bugs? I don't like spiders. They make me afraid. I don't want a tarantula to crawl on me. But sometimes, you know, things are, they're nothing we should be afraid of. You know that? And Jesus says, what time I'm afraid, I should trust in him. Oh, so I don't have to be afraid? Nope, you don't have to be afraid of the shadows on my room when it's dark. No, you don't have to be afraid of the shadows in your room either at nighttime. Are the monsters under the bed? You have monsters under your bed? Uh-huh. I jump real fast and run. You do? Yeah, so they don't get me. Oh, and have they ever gotten you? No. Well, I don't think they're going to get you. And I think Mommy and Daddy will keep you safe. And I think the Lord Jesus is going to keep you safe. Yeah. You know, that's what Honest Bunny has been learning about too. About the angels that God gives to take care of him as he was on his trip and he was traveling. Yeah. So we are learning about that today. And that's a good lesson for us to learn, is not to be afraid. You know what? I have a song, and that's the name of the song. It's called Don't Be Afraid. Would you like to learn a new song that Grammy wrote? Yes? Yes. Okay. Well, let's try a new song. It's called Don't Be Afraid. And you sit over here so you can sing with the boys and girls. All right, Sunny? You can join us, and Grammy will get the words out so everybody can sing along. Okay? And this is what it looks like, boys and girls, right here. So don't be afraid. And let's hope we'll move Hoppy over there. Poor little Hoppy. I think he might be a little stressed out. Yeah. So, Grammy made a little bit of recording here. Let's see if I can play this for you so you can hear it. And we're going to sing along with it. You want to do that with me? Okay, hang on a second. Don't be afraid. Jesus is near. When you are scared, you need not fear. You're not alone. He's there beside you. He'll comfort and he'll guide you. Don't be afraid. Jesus is near. Jesus is near. Yes, so we don't have to be afraid. Now you see these stars right here, those asterisks? That's where you clap. So we sing, don't be afraid. Clap, 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 clap. Jesus is near. Clap, 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 clap. All right, so every time you see one of those, you're going to clap 4 times. All right, let's see if we can try that again. Don't be afraid. Clap, 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 clap. Jesus is near. Clap. When you are scared, you need not fear. You're not alone. He's there beside you. He'll comfort and he'll guide you. Don't be afraid. Jesus is near. Don't be afraid. That's right. So we're going to be reviewing this a bit because that's what we've been talking in our story as we see the Honest Bunny traveling, and maybe you are afraid of monsters under the bed, but you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid of my little friend Hoppy or the insects that he eats because God made them, right? So I thought today would be fun for us to have a quiz about insects. Would you like that? Oh, do you see this here? It's an insect quiz, and it says you're going to climb the ladder. Do you see the ladder? And each rung has a different insect or a bug, or the bottom one has a frog, and then a dragonfly, an ant, and a beetle, ladybug, a horsefly, and you keep going up. And every time you answer the question, you get to collect that bug. So let's see how many bugs you can collect by the end of this quiz. There's 10, all the way up to the butterfly. So if you get all 10, you'll have quite a collection of insects. You're gonna need an insect carrier like I have, that you can put your bugs in, or your froggy in like I have there. And boy, that would be quite a bit, wouldn't it, to put them all in there? All right, let's see our quiz here. Are you ready? This is going to have multiple answers, or true and false. So the first one says, which of these bugs or insects can only live for 24 hours? Is it A, the dragonfly, B, ants, or C, crickets? It can only live for 24 hours. Do you know which it is? A, the dragonfly. Only lives for 24 hours and then it dies. So if you got that right, you collect a frog. Yay, and I've already collected my frog. All right, the second question, a cockroach can live up to a week without its head. Why does it die after a week? After a week it dies. Let's see, is it A, because it can't see where it's going? Is it B, it doesn't have a brain? Or is it C, starvation? Which do you think? C, starvation. Yeah, because if he doesn't have a head, he's not eating or drinking, right? So he's not going to live for very long. But that's pretty creepy, right? Yeah, so if you got that right now, you've got another insect here. You've got the dragonfly. Yay! Put that in your collection. All right, let's do number 3. Which insect can see in ultraviolet? Is it A, beetle, B, a horsefly, or C, a bee? Like a bzz bee. A beetle, B, a horsefly, or C, a bee? C, a bee. They can see in ultraviolet colors. Oh my, isn't that cool? All right, so if you got that one, then you get to collect the ant there. Add that to your collection. All right, here's our next question. Where does the word lady come from in ladybug? Okay, why do they call it a ladybug? Where did that come from? Is it A, from the Virgin Mary? Is it B, from Maid Marian from Robin Hood? Or is it C, from the fairy tales? There is one of these as a correct answer. If you think A, from the Virgin Mary, you're right. That's where they got ladybug. Isn't that odd? Okay, so if that's the case, you get this blue beetle. Add the blue beetle to your collection if you got that correct. All right, here's our next question. Butterflies taste with which body part? A, their nose, B, their feet, or C, their wings? A, their nose, B, their feet, or C, their wings? Butterflies taste with their B, their feet. Did you say their feet? Aren't you glad you don't taste with your feet? Ew, that's gross, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, if you got that, then you got the ladybug. Add the ladybug to your insect collection. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now this is really cool. An average housefly can fly how fast? A, 2 miles per hour, B, 3.25 miles per hour, or C, 4.5 miles per hour? Which one do you think it is? C, 4.5 miles per hour. which may not sound like all that fast, but if you were flying and you were just a little fly going, they go really fast. Have you ever gotten out the fly swatter and you go to get it and you think, okay, there it is, and you go to get it and you can't get it because they do. They really fly fast. They see you, they go zoom, zoom. Okay. And if you got that one right, you just got that. Looks like a green horsefly. That's yours. Okay, add that to your collection if you got the answer right. Are you collecting a lot of insects already? Good for you. Okay, here's the next one. Bugs and insects make up what percent of all animal species on Earth? A, 25%, B, 50%, or C, 95%? Which do you think? This is on the whole Earth. How many bugs and insects? What percentage are on the Earth? 25%, 50%, or 95%? 95%! Yes, yes! You said that, didn't you? Yes, you're right. Okay, so you get this yellow, creepy, crawly, spidery looking thing there. Add that to your collection. All right, here's the next one. Is the male or female butterfly larger? The male or female butterfly larger? Yes, the female. In this case, the female butterfly is larger. So, if you got that right, you get that green beetle. Add the green beetle to your collection. Ooh, boy. Now, little Hoppy doesn't have to be all alone. My little Hoppy is all alone. Look at him, he's sitting down. He stopped hopping. All right, what do crickets use to chirp? Now, this is a true or false. True or false? Crickets, when they chirp, they use their wings and rub them together. Is that true or is it false when they chirp? It's true. They use their wings and they rub their wings together and it makes that chirping sound that you hear. Did you ever have a cricket get in the house and you go looking because you can hear it? It's so loud and it keeps you up at night. You try to go sleep and you have to find that cricket and get out of the house. That's rubbing its wings together. All right, so if you got that one right, ooh, you get this earthworm. Ugh. Go for it. You can have it. All right, let's go to the next question. It says, which of these is not considered a beetle? Is it ant, A, ant, B, spider, or C, the housefly? Which of these is not considered a beetle? None of them are. So whatever you said, you're right. If you said an ant, a spider, or a housefly, all of you are right. Okay, so you get a butterfly. So everybody should have a blue butterfly. Add that to your collection. Do you have a lot of insects now? Did you collect quite a few? How many insects did you collect? Did anybody collect 10? Anybody collect 9? 8? Wow. Good job, kids. That's very, very good. All right. Now that we did that, we did our quiz, let's put on our thinking caps. Okay, I'm going to ask you some jokes. I want to see how sharp you are today. Are you very sharp? Well, this is good jokes that go along with our insect theme today. So it's going to be all about bugs. All right? This is the first joke. Why was the ant so confused? Why was the ant so confused? Because all of his uncles were ants. Oh no! That would be very confusing. All right, let's see what other bug joke we have here. What do you call two ants that run away to get married? What do you call two ants that run away to get married? Antelopes. Oh boy. Now remember to ask your parents that one. They will appreciate that. Okay, here's our next buggy question. Why wouldn't they let the butterfly into the dance? Because it was a mothball. Oh boy, that's silly. All right, let's see what other bug joke we can come up with. When is a baseball player like a spider when he catches a fly? I bet you've heard that. Have you heard that one before? Okay, well, if not, go ask your parents, see if they've heard it before. Let's see what happens. Okay, question. What do you call a snail on a ship? What do you call a snail on a ship? A snailer. Yes. Not like a sailor, it's a snailer because it's a snail. Oh boy, that's silly, right? That's just too silly. All right, well, those were our insect jokes, and I hope you like the insects. All right, we are coming up to our last chapter today of Jeremy, the Tale of an Honest Bunny by Jan Karen. We've been reading this. And remember, Lydia made him, and he didn't want to be sent in a box. He wanted to travel on his own to his new owner, who is going to be Candace in North Carolina. Now, he's had a lot of mishaps along the way, hasn't he? Yes. And you remember that Lydia told him that to remember these words, that he shall give his angels charge concerning you in all your ways. So, Jeremy has had a lot of time to think about that, and he's had lots of adventures. So today we're on the last adventure. We're going to finish, and we're going to see what happens to Jeremy. Do you think he makes it all the way to Candace? Do you think he finds her? Let's see. This is called a desperate encounter. For a long, long time, Jeremy went as straight in the direction of North Carolina as he could possibly go. Every day he looked for cowboys, but he didn't find any. Several times he was chased by angry, snarling dogs who had no hospitality at all towards strangers. And once, when he reached the mountains, he saw a huge black bear with her cub, which forced him to detour through a ravine full of brambles. One morning, near the end of his journey, he noticed with some alarm a tiny hole in his boot. His jacket was considerably frayed, and somehow his lovely patterned necktie was woefully limp. He sighed as he hopped toward his final destination. He came to a wide valley where cows grazed, and someone far off was hauling wood on a sled pulled by a horse with ruffles on its ankles. He saw little bunnies racing across the fields and kept his eyes open for foxes that might be looking for him to pass. When he looked through a field of dried, rustling cornstalks, a congregation of crows started up squawking. This was certainly no place to try and mend his boot, he thought. But it was a lovely place for a nap. As he settled under a rhododendron bush at the foot of a hill, he noticed a sudden chill in the air. Brrr. Then a light wind whipped up, and he buttoned all the buttons on his vest and pulled his jacket close around him. Jeremy wished he could see one of those angels Lydia had talked about. Where were they? What did an angel look like anyway? Jeremy felt very, very tired, and he scooted his back against the trunk of the rhododendron to keep the wind off. He dropped his head and closed his eyes just a little. Oh, just a little. Suddenly, there came a snap of twigs snapping in the rustling leaves, and he opened his eyes and he saw a red fox with its wicked slobbering tongue hanging out. The fox was ready to lap Jeremy up and crush his neck between sharp and hideous teeth. Jeremy bounded away as fast as he could go, his heart hammering in his ears as he searched frantically for a safe hole or a burrow. But he was in a strange land, and he saw no refuge anywhere. Then all at once, a high rock wall loomed ahead, and Jeremy felt the scalding breath of the fox on his tail and hind legs. Jeremy darted to the right. The fox darted to the right. Jeremy darted to the left. The fox darted to the left. There was no escape. With his heart nearly pounding out of his chest, Jeremy closed his eyes and he turned to face his attacker. The fox, bearing razor-sharp teeth and a terrible grin, said, "Gotcha!" "Be gone, you!" shouted a thunderous voice. "Be off, you miserable wretch!" Jeremy up to see a gaunt old man with a great mane of silver hair. He wore a rusty black suit and carried a black book in his hand. The man raised the book and shouted again at the red fox, and the fox bolted from sight with its tail between its legs. Before Jeremy could dash away, the old man bent down and peered at him. Jeremy felt the man's bright, shining eyes pierce him straight through, and something in Jeremy's heart tingled. "Young fella, do you know where you're going?"
"Oh, yes, sir," replied Jeremy.
"Splendid," said the old man, still bending down and still peering. "Then you know you've been purchased with a price."
"Oh, yes, sir, I do."
"And that you'll someday go to live in a heavenly home with the one who has bought you?"
"Oh, yes, sir, indeed,"
shivered Jeremy in the fresh cold air. The old man raised up stiffly. "Well, son, may he give his angels charge over thee." A snowflake fell upon his black suit.
"To keep me in all my ways?"
asked Jeremy, remembering what Lydia had said when she told him goodbye. "Yes, my boy, in all your ways." Many snowflakes were swirling down now. "Well, thank you. I must be on my way." "Whew. And not a moment too soon. They're calling for 6 inches of snow tonight." Jeremy watched the old man stride toward the meadow, fit as a youth. As he reached the tractor path that ran through the meadow, he called and waved. "Remember Preacher Greer," he called to Jeremy. Jeremy didn't know what snow was exactly, but he felt a need to hurry. He also didn't know for absolutely, positively certain what an angel was. But he believed he just had seen one. And maybe, Jeremy stopped for a moment and thought, maybe he had seen angels all along the way. Though he shivered in his thin jacket, his heart felt as warm as buttered toast for tea. Just ahead, he saw a steep hill, something like a mountain. With his last strength of the day, he trudged up, dodging brambles and twigs that snatched at his clothes. He climbed uphill for what seemed a very long time, until he came to a low stone wall where he stopped to rest. Somehow he sensed he was farther west than he meant to be, and he felt he'd been delivering himself to Candace for such a very long time. Slowly he hopped down the road until he came to a small pink house with a rose arbor and a picket fence. Snowflakes swirled around him, and he felt the cold through the little hole in his boot. See the house where he's come up to now? "May all who enter here be blessed," read a sign by the door. Jeremy felt encouraged at once. Perhaps he might rest here. He knocked. Someone came to the door.
"I'm delivering myself to Candace,"
Jeremy explained,
"and I think I'm lost."
"Oh, lost? Indeed not," said the someone, inviting him in. "Why, Candace is due to arrive any moment now. You may consider yourself delivered." He was led into a room with a crackling fire on the hearth, and somewhere he heard a tea kettle singing. Then, just inside another door in a room warmed by lamplight, he spied a large, inviting bed. "Oh," said Jeremy with a little sigh. He scrambled onto the bed at once. "I think I need a little bit of In less time than it takes for a snowflake to fall, Jeremy fell fast asleep on the pillow. See that? Which, by the way, is how Candace found him when she arrived for Christmas at Rosegate. There he was. I bet he was her Christmas present. wasn't. What do you think? And he made it just in time. Yeah, wow, it's lots of adventures, but he had a good trip and the Lord watched over him all the way. And this is the verse that he was to remember. It says, "For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone." Boys and girls, this may be a scary time for you, I don't know, but you need to remember you're not alone. God is with you, and he gives his angels charge watching over you. So don't be afraid, okay? All right, I've had fun hanging out with you today. I hope you had a good time. You come back next week, and you know what? We're going to start a new story next week, a brand new one, and it's not going to be about a bunny. It's going to be about a kitty cat. So come back next week, and we'll start that new story. We'll tell you all about it then, okay? Have a great day. Bye. Mwah.